mindfulness is a way of acknowledging that life is stressful, and for many people ADHD amplifies that. We all live distracted most of the time. We're listening to this talk or this lecture, and interesting or not, it's almost impossible to keep our full attention there, and then we get distracted. And what mindfulness is a way of just practicing being less distracted. Because if we're not paying full attention to what we're doing moment to moment, then we're basically on autopilot. We're not making choices. But the core practice with adults or with kids is just recognizing that if we, over time, practice focus, we might attend more often. We probably will. If we practice responsiveness, not just immediately reacting to everything that's happening, that ability grows over time. So when you look at mindfulness and ADHD specifically, it's a tool of helping manage stress. And of course that has many, many different implications. When we're less stressed, we're more likely to be less reactive. When we're less stressed, we're more likely to think flexibly instead of falling back on more fixed or more habitual ways of thinking. We relate to people around us differently. So I think mindfulness supports stress management in ADHD. Another thing I think it does is it helps facilitate change. If we're trying to manage ADHD and we've always handled certain situations or behavior or our own lives in particular ways for decades, this almost relates to neuroplasticity, in that anything we do habitually starts to rewire itself. It becomes an almost neurologic habit in a way, and that makes it harder to change. So if now you've been told, your child has ADHD and what you need to do is X, Y, Z to manage it behaviorally, but you've always done it some way differently, mindfulness facilitates that type of change. Again, it doesn't fix anything on its own in particular, but it can help you make the changes at home that allow you to do a behavioral program that's new, or allow you to sustain a behavioral program over time, or allow you to be, responsive instead of, reactive when you're frustrated or angry. Without losing touch with whoever you are. It doesn't fundamentally change you as you still get to have your likes and dislikes and your personality and everything else. But you can build these particular skills that just make managing life simpler sometimes.
That we have a very strong base of scientific evidence in our approach to the treatment of ADHD.